I'm Jonny Bone, I'm the head chef at Core by Clare Smyth in London. Today I'm going to cook Rhug estate venison with haggis and 16-year-old Lagavulin whisky. We choose a fallow deer from the Rhug estate in Wales. It's a beautiful part of our country, just the valley itself is at the foot of Snowdon. We take the saddle itself, we break the loins down, and we take those off, trim them, remove any sinew, barrel them into a kind of a loin shape, and then all the pieces that we take off as trim we're using back through our sauce. The garnish for the venison is our haggis style terrine. For this we try to use the other parts of the venison itself, so we take the heart and we brine and slow cook it and then dice it and put it through our files. The other part we do is we take the neck of the venison, which we sear in the pan, add our mirepoix, thyme, aromats, a little bit of butter, and then we finish with a little bit of red wine and then top up with our chicken and veal stock. And we slowly cook that braised for about 8 to 10 hours. In that terrine we have our minced pork meat, and then we have the minced fat. We use a little bit of chicken puree. Then there's the pearl barley. So the pearl barley is in there because it's very much an ingredient that's barley is used to make our whiskies, and also it's an ingredient they feed the deers as well. So we use that back through the dish, which we just simply braise and cook. Also in the farce, or the haggis, we'll also put smoked chestnuts, a little bit of the diced heart, as I said, the flaked neck, fold it all together, and we create with a little bit of thyme and chive, and then finishing that with this 16-year-old Lagavulin whisky, which has a really peaty and smoky flavour. We cook that in a terrine style, very classically. We have sliced celeriac, which we brush with a pearl barley miso butter emulsion. Then we layer that into the bottom of our terrine. The centre is the haggis mince farce mix. Then on top again we finish with the celeriac that's marinated in our pearl barley miso and then cooked through the oven. Once through the oven is then pressed and then cut into portions. To finish the haggis terrine, we'll top it with a checkerboard of 2 purees. And one of these purees is again something that's already used in the dish, which is a smoked chestnut puree, where we smoke the chestnuts over the grill. Then they go into a stock with shallots and thyme and butter, and then blended down to create a very silky, smooth puree. Then to go alongside that, with celeriac that's already in the dish, we make a puree using celeriac, and then we create a checkerboard that sits on top of our terrine. For the venison itself, we're taking our pieces of loin, we lightly roast them in the pan, and then we put them into a brown butter solution to bring them up to temperature, to slowly cook them. Once they're up at that temperature and we've got a cuisson of medium to rare, we will then take the venison and roast it hard in the pan with butter, thyme and garlic, and leave to rest just above the grill. We place the terrine on the left hand side of the plate, and then on the right hand side of the plate we'll use again our chestnut puree. Then we'll take our venison that's been rested above the grill, we'll carve off each side so that it shows you the cuisson of the meat. We'll place that on top of our chestnut puree, and then we top that with a little pickled celeriac ribbon, and then finally we'll send our sauce. There we have our Rhug estate venison with haggis and 16-year-old Lagavulin whisky.